Alrighty, let's see how this looks. Let me just pull this out here for a minute. Well, camera's aiming in a way I didn't think it would. Alrighty. I put a block behind the camera to make it lean more this way, but that didn't work. So you're attached to the visor as we head to work from home. And yeah, so when we hit bumps, it's going to bounce around a little bit. I'm not even sure if the stream will survive the full trip. So just going to do a little cleaning of the windshield, and then we'll be on our way. Be interesting to see if the stream survives the whole trip. I know at work the signal's way better than it is here, that's for sure. And away we go. Like I say, like many other YouTubers, place I live has been shown enough. I don't care if you see it now. The only thing that's going to suck is absolutely no radio, because you know how the YouTube copyright gods love to work, you know that? Oh goody, a DPW truck. I love how they repave a road and then they just dig it up to do the infrastructure, which they probably should have done first. Although for the most part on this street they actually did. Main Street, not so much. Oh, I only have to wait for this one truck. That's good. It's a perfect day to do it. It's overcast. Oh, let's not look and see if somebody's coming. That's a good thing. Just whip the door open. Really smart. So this will be about 45 minutes, and there's a very illegal right-hand turn. And also was illegal because he was on the left side of the lane. On top of the very obvious lack of a turn signal. Yeah. Now the reason why I didn't stop for her is I had the green light. In a traffic lighted intersection, the vehicle with the green lights have right of way. Unless there are no walk, don't walk signs, which those do exist on that intersection. So I had right of way. Besides, she even let me go. If the intersection was traffic lighted and did not have a walk, don't walk sign, then the pedestrian traffic parallel to the traffic gets right of way. If I'm traveling north, pedestrians going north and south have right of way. If I'm heading north and someone wants to cross east to west, they don't. And they don't have a right of way at all if there's a walk, don't walk sign that they need to press. Because even at that intersection where that woman was, I'll just stand there and wait. And of course, you are attached via hair elastics to the passenger seat's visor. So if you're commenting, I cannot see anything, and will not check it till we're done, and then respond from there. Normally I'm at work at 4 o'clock, but I am coming in late today because I was in a bowling tournament, that went till 11 o'clock last night. No way am I showing up for 4 o'clock, and yeah, I gotta yield. That's a very crappy intersection. Literally, that was the time you're allowed to make the decision. That ramp is nowhere near big enough. Now, for the most part, we're in the free and clear. Meaning, until we get to Littleton, which is another 10 miles or so, on maybe 12 miles or so, no traffic lights. There is a roundabout, or as we here in New England call it, a rotary, but other than that, nothing. There's a couple of traffic lights before we head to downtown Littleton, and then from there it's all bets off on traffic lights. Took you a little more straight there. Like I said, I did put a block behind it so it could sit flat, and enough of a tilt to make that much of a difference. And for some reason, it's making the phone pitch. Down a little bit. And those are the only adjustments I can do legally. I set it up and then I hope everything just stays where it is. So I was in a bowling tournament till actually 10:30. I finally got to call it at night at 11. So there's no way I'm getting up at 2:30 or 3 o'clock to get to work for 4. They knew that ahead of time. In fact, I actually put in a vacation day for today, but then when I found out that I misread how the tournament worked, I canceled it, only to find out that if your skills are known to the organization or you have a proof of average, and if you're not good enough, they'll throw you into the minor leagues anyway. So that just kind of put a wrench into that. It'll be interesting. As if I kept everything as it was, this should actually be a day off for me, but nope. I decided to cancel because I misread the rules, but then I didn't know they were going to make exceptions for beverages, and I will not, if anyone's commenting, I will not answer the question as to how I did, because there's a video on that coming. And that would kind of ruin the video, wouldn't it? Time for the air. For the sake of audio, I'll turn the air down one click. It'll be enough to keep the window from fogging up, and quiet enough so it just doesn't sound horrible on camera. And like I said, I'm not sure how well this is working. Since we're outside of Leominster, it probably will work perfectly. Maybe a hiccup here and there, but that's about that. We're in the town of Shirley, and a couple of minutes ago we were in Lunenburg. And we are about to come to the center of Shirley after a few more turns. Well, the bridge ain't narrow anymore. I don't know if you can read that narrow bridge sign or not, depending on how well it's working. But they fixed it. It's all nice and new and pretty. And it's wider than it's been before, and there's a stupidity uncontested vehicle that didn't think that oncoming traffic mattered. Funny thing, that convenience store that was on your right owns this laundromat on your left, yet this convenience store immediately to its right doesn't own it. Plus, that convenience store that owns the laundromat actually owned the gas station as well. Are you trying to cross the street? I saw you. Downtown Ayer is a nightmare. I mean, we're a few miles from that. It's a bunch of traffic intersections, and a bunch of crosswalks with a bunch of people trying to get to the commuter trains. Although since we moved to Chelmsford, hasn't been much of an issue, being that I have to leave earlier to get there. And to the right, which is a school, but what used to be to the right was Fort Devens. And set way back would be about, there used to be about, maybe I think about 50 to I don't even remember, 50 to 100 condominiums for soldiers. Now it's a school. Parts of Fort Devens still exist. In fact, it's now just simply referred to as Devens. Even though the land it sits on is part of Ayer, Shirley, and Harvard. I think most of it's in Ayer. Here comes the smallest piece of township that we're going to be in. Well, we actually entered Harvard. And within 10 seconds, here we are in Ayer. Looks like they're setting up in the big fields over in Devens. It used to be a training field. They're setting up for the annual obstacle course race that involves a lot of mud. Or as we call them here in New England, mudders. And yeah, that's legal. Just at the last moment, he starts to go to the right of the lane before making the right turn. It's rare to see that here in Massachusetts. The turn signal is one thing, but to actually be on the correct side of the lane is another. Like I said, it's an overcast day, so it's perfect to do this commute video. Because the sun will come up and it's not gonna be in our faces, and in the case of the camera, it's not gonna cause a giant blotch of bright light and blur out everything. New duplex. I don't think you could see that from your view. I've had so much overtime. I haven't been this way in a long time, heading to work. Heading back home, I've done it a couple of times, but couldn't see that duplex. Alright, coming to downtown Ayer, which is a lot of fun. Like I said, ton of traffic and ton of crosswalks and people trying to cross the street. Although traffic isn't too bad right now. And it's just enough that you can't pay attention to everything. In fact, here comes some people that are probably going to cross the street to get to the train station, but we're there way before they are. Oh yeah, they're heading to the station. There's like 5 of them. And we're only doing 20 and a 25. Who's slowing us down? If they're going slow because it's in the center of town, yeah, I think that's all it was. That's not a bad thing. When it's really congested with cars and parked cars and people visiting all the shops. I do 15 through that little section, so I'm not that comfortable going any faster. Well, that pedestrian sign was knocked down. You can't see it, but somebody is right up my bumper behind me, so I'm making sure I'm doing the exact speed limit and not an ounce over. Oh goody, a truck. And we know where they're gonna turn, where we're gonna go, because that's always how it works. What would be worse if there were a school bus? But again, because we have moved, we're a good long time ahead of that. But we're stuck behind a truck that can't seem to move. What's worse is the Pepsi trucks, which come in and out of the immediate left. You probably can't read the Pepsi sign that we just passed. That clearing that we passed, I thought when it was cleared out that they were going to put a business in there. Nope. 3 houses. I wouldn't want that. Not when you have a busy road like this and a steep hill to climb to get on the road during the winter. Or the fact if somebody goes out of control. Your house is an easy target. Alright, we're in Littleton now, where we used to be. And I believe this truck is heading towards Interstate 495. Now we're going to start to hit a traffic light or two. And of course, we get the red when we are there. What I don't get is why they have a sensor a good 20 feet after the line. Honestly, I don't get that. Oh, goody, now we're behind another truck, but it won't be long-lived. Behind two trucks. Well, the one that we were initially behind. Now I see why we're doing 10 miles an hour. We got a cyclist on the side. I used to do that when we were in Littleton, but then the roads got really bad. And now we're in Chelmsford, which is another 10 miles. Just too much. In fact, just a one-way trip to where we are now is just, I think, 4 miles shy of the round trip when I used to pedal my way into work on good days. And on halfway decent infrastructure, which doesn't exist anymore. Looks like we got a traffic jam up ahead, which is somewhat unusual. At least it moves. And here's another traffic light that we'll probably hit. It's been green since I saw it come into view, so... I love how they put the traffic light warning sign right where you can obviously see that the light is there. The same thing with these lit red light warnings. They put them where you can obviously see the traffic lights turning instead of far out enough to make a difference. Oh, we got through that one. Littleton High School on the left. It's usually not 495 South that they're after, it's the next one. Which is 45 North, because it heads towards Lowell. I'm just guesstimating to give you an idea where Lowell is. If you could draw a direct line from Lowell to Boston, it would be like north-northwest. Like a 30-mile line, something like that. Alright, we're getting close towards the center of Littleton now, where we get to start to hit traffic lights. I mean, we've got one here and there, but now we're going to start seeing them a lot more often. And kind of the reason why I leave a half hour earlier to get to a place that's only 10 miles further. Although I ultimately wind up getting there 15 minutes early anyway. But, you know, gotta build that in just in case something goes wrong. I don't know if it's good or bad, but the light is red as it came into view. It might not be a good thing. It's close to call. Oh, it's going to be good, because there's a flashing yellow arrow that happens before they turn red. I give this cyclist some room here. We got lucky. That one I usually have to sit and wait through. It's not a horribly long light either, but still, it's nice to have a freebie. I recorded Watch Me Suck at Mini Golf at Mason's, which is the inaugural kickoff of the mini golf season, which really isn't anything long or many. But the end of the season happens at Kimball's Farms, and if you wondered where that is, here it is on the right. We just went past the mini golf courses. Now we're going by the quote-unquote farm itself. When it's busy, we're now in the part of Westford that I call the land of nevergreens, which is every single light that I hit will be red. This one usually is, and there we go. The worst one being that it's on a steep hill. But at this time of day, I usually hit several greens. The oddest one being the one downtown. Now we're in Office Park Row here. There's one. And that'll be it. Oh no, that one just turned. And late enough that it's not going to interfere with movement, so that's a double. Can we get a triple? Because there's a light right around the corner. It just turned. Just turned, and this guy was brave, and that's a triple. Next up, about a half mile or so, is going from the land of the industrial park to the land of the strip mall or shopping center. This one we usually able to get through. Speed limit goes down. And we're not going to. Oh, no, it just changed. Again, not interfering with traffic. I got the ham bone there. And this intersection, very unlikely, it's almost always red, because it's a major road. And the streak ends at 4, which is very rare to get that many. It's usually a long wait. I'm surprised on the corner next to us on the right is a convenience store, not a gas station, like all the other corners are. Alrighty, we got through 4 greens. This one's a toss-up because there's a Dunkin' Donuts there, and everybody's got to get their coffee. And they're the ones that monkey wrench this light. But not this time. That's 1. There's a new traffic light further up the road, maybe 1 or 2 miles. Ever since we moved, they were hanging but not in use. About a month ago when I used this road, they were operational to an extent. They had power and they were flashing red and yellow respectively. The main road had the yellows, but they weren't in full service yet. Neshoba Valley Technical High School on the right, and they're still not in service, but operational. These are going to be the longest lights that have been not in full service. They've been up for 6 months, and like I said, they're still not put it into use yet. And up ahead, we are going to be in the final town. We are now in Chelmsford, right where the road changes there. 25 zone. So boring without the radio, thanks to YouTube's way of handling copyright. I never knew until it was bright enough to actually see that Chelmsford had a trailer park. And red light. Next up is a Royal Pane, the center of Chelmsford, which has a chicane and a crapload of traffic lights. Some with that, if traffic is heavy enough, won't even let us move when it's green. And we're starting to approach now because the speed limits start to drop. Although here it goes from 45 to 40, then suddenly 25. In fact, you probably can't even see it because of pixelation, or if it's even working at all. One of the churches downtown is visible at this point. Once we get out of the straight, we're in the nightmare. This is where we go suddenly from a 40 to a 25. And the right turn arrow just turned red before we got there, as it's the arrow we needed. Here's the pain in the butt thing. You see the traffic light up ahead. Then just 100 feet, or for you metric buffs, 30 meters up, there's another traffic light and another intersection. It's a chicane. A very annoying chicane. And if that stream of traffic heads into the chicane and wants to go straight, and there's enough of it, we can't move. But the lights are timed well enough, which we don't have to worry about, that we were able to make it. And this light turns soon after, which it did before I got to tell you that. It's the only good thing, and we're stopped, but it wouldn't be for very long. It stinks going the other way, as you can see. From work, I'll take a slightly longer route, which will still bring us right downtown, but you miss that second light, which only literally lets 1 or 2 cars go. And that's it. And then you sit for another 2 minutes. It's just horrible. And then we get into Office Park Central again, which my place of employment is at the very end of the many. Oh, the fun and excitement. And another massive cluster of intersections. I just passed two right there. And then a third. But it's a simple one. We're almost there. A couple more miles and that'll be it. The only thing that stinks about coming in at a normal time is you can't get a good spot in the parking lot. And we're going way too fast. Just because they are doesn't make it right. And they're not really going any faster anyway. This light just must have turned green, because I can't see why we'd be stopped at this point. Oh, and this stupidity uncontested vehicle was thinking of going. Then they engaged their brain and realized that would have been bad. And this one just must have turned green. And where we need to turn is red. And a long line. And someone's enjoying their loud stereo. Alright, here's where we turn. And then we turn right immediately after. Just like that white car. And then left where that white car is going. And the other car. And we have some random pickup truck that's just stopped in the middle of nowhere. And oh, let us through, Mr. Truck. Thank you, Mr. Truck. I've never seen that. Actually, it has happened once before. And we had to go the long way around. And this guy's being stupid. And apparently this other company lets people park where there's no parking allowed. Or he was just backing out and probably doing the right thing instead. Yeah, when I come in early, I get a nice spot right up front. Not so much now. Not a single space to be had. I'm going to go way the heck out here. I'm going to probably forget that I parked way out here. I think my car's been stolen. So I'm used to parking right at the front door. I am too close to this truck. Even though I'm actually parked properly. Alright. That was fun, wasn't it? Nearly 27 miles. And a coworker, for some reason, is running. Probably a 6:45 starter. Alright, out we come. Now, if anybody's said anything, we'll now look. Alright, and flip the camera. Flip the camera. There we go. Whoops. Alright, here we go. Alright, okay, wow, this is going. Hey George, I'm going bowling today. Best buddy of mine, gotta leave at 8 a.m. Car wash explorations. Car wash elevator for an elevator airway. Disgusting, which never been. Car wash explorations. What the hey? TCWF, no idea. That car wash back at that mobile, that's fine. Some guy, interesting. Gas height and mass. Well, in this section it kind of is. Oh, Crapper 1. There's some hardcore stuff riding in the world famous 50 mobile, as James used to call it. Rest in peace. Car wash, I live in Florida, so it's hard to drive without radio. Exactly. Car wash explorations. 6:30, I've got to leave home at 8. Actually, 9. Beat the alley, visit my friend at 11. Good luck. Quick arrow indeed. Yeah, 6:30, 6 a.m. says I'm up early. I'm usually here around 4 a.m., but I had a bowling competition and I stayed in late. There's no way after 11, getting home at 11, then I'm going to come to work at 4. Hey, hate mornings, exactly. Same thing here, Mr. Steven. Anxiety for my big day bowling alley. Good luck, though, as I said before. Happy belated birthday to Car Wash Explorations. I've been on US 3 towards Manchester, some guy has said. Bunch of hellos. And end it with 29 crypto. Hoping you have a good day, George. And I hope you do as well. Oh my, was that there? No, that wasn't there the whole time. I had the, you can kind of see the little, I had a little thing trying to prop the camera that way, but it wasn't enough. Well, that's it. It's plain and simple. That was the trip to work. And it apparently survived the whole way. Georgia 551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one. Gotta get going.